Take a look, it's in a book, it's reading Rainbow. Hey everyone, Mark here. So we all probably had a favorite book as a kid. It was probably something like Dr. Seuss, which was kid-friendly, or at least kid-appropriate. Unfortunately, not all kids are so privileged as to have books that are actually kid-appropriate. And sometimes their parents buy them books that are traumatizing, or cringe-worthy, or just disturbing. So today I wanted to go over some inappropriate children's books. So our first entry into this great adventure of nightmarish books is called Pooh Gets Stuck. Can I have the picture? Thanks. What were you thinking of, you Rosso? This book seems innocent enough, but the title is just so ill-advised. I mean, imagine if Grandma's coming over and little Jeffy goes and like, "Can you read to me my favorite bedtime story?" And Grandma's like, "Oh, sure, you can." And then Jeffy, "What's it called?" He goes, "It's called Pooh Gets Stuck." I mean, you see where we're going here. Well, this one is nightmare fuel. This one is called Joined at Birth: The Lives of Conjoined Twins. Do I need to explain why this just is not kid-friendly? I mean, I guess it's never too early to start teaching your kids about the harshness of the world, starting with rare and painful birth defects. I mean, I get that what this book is trying to do. It's trying to teach kids about people who aren't necessarily like them, but I think that there's a better way of doing that than teaching kids about Siamese twins. It's just disturbing to think about. You know, like as a 5-year-old, just thinking about. Our next book is called Run Away from Home: Your Parents Will Thank You. Now, I don't know if this is a real book or not because I actually couldn't find any information about it, but just the thought of Elmo looking out the window like some crazed psychopath while poor little Bobby runs away from home is just so... I'm speechless. I can't think of a word that describes the level of trauma that your kids will feel if they ever read this book. Now, I actually did do some research on this book. It's called You Can't Be an Astronaut. It's just not realistic. And it's written by Joseph Smets, who I'm guessing had some dreams broken as a kid. I mean, this book is all about a little kid who goes to meet astronauts at a space station, and the astronauts tell him why he shouldn't even bother being one of them. And then they continue to tell him about all of the complicated prerequisites necessary, all of the math and engineering, not to mention the physical condition you have to be in to be an astronaut. But the icing on top of this traumatic cake is the fact that at the end, the boy asks if then he could become an astrologer, and the astronaut says that astrology is a joke profession. I mean, do you want to ruin your kids' dreams right now? I get it. It's good to be realistic with your goals, but dang! That is a harsh book I think we can all identify with. The book itself isn't that bad, as it talks about the farm process and why farm food is illegal or something like that, but the title is just oh so ill-advised. I mean, what if your kid actually wanted to buy this book? I mean, I don't have kids myself, but I think that I would get at least a little bit worried about what they wanted to do. Keeping with the alcohol theme, this book is written to help kids cope with having an alcoholic father. Now that in itself is not funny at all. In fact, it's really pathetic. The reason that I included this was just so I can say, why has society made an environment where a book like this would be in high demand? Why? You guys gotta get your crap together. Ain't that the truth? Well, there's nothing like breaking them nice and early. Telling them the terrible things that will happen when you become an adult. You know, taxes, student loans, girls that don't like you back, going to prom alone, getting rejected to your #1 college. Give me a moment. I needed this one in my angsty teen years. No further comment. Okay, so this book has developed quite a bit of infamy. First of all, Herbert Biddleman never even existed. It's a pen name for L. Ron Hubbard. And if that name sounds familiar to you, that's because that is the guy who founded the church, and I use that term lightly, of Scientology. The story tells of Bobby Gulping Whiskey, who was a depressed young kid in the town of Dumpwater, Florida. I can't say this with a straight face. I'm sorry, people. Anyway, the war gets him all depressed, and so he resorts to alcohol. Soon he meets his death from alcohol poisoning, and he's forced to go to hell and spend eternity licking whipped cream off the hairy back of a myopic potato peeler. I feel so sorry for all the kids who grew up reading this book. I don't know what to say. That's it. I'm done. I'm not... You can't make me go over this book. But I guess I'll have to. It's pretty much just what the cover says. And does anyone find it that much more disturbing that the name of the sperm is Willie? What has this world come to? And the best thing about it is if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, it says the best book of its sort. Meaning there are more books like this out there. I mean, I get it. You're a radical feminist. You want to teach your 6-year-old kid about sex ed for some reason. What has this world come to? That is all for now. If you see any traumatizing children's books, be sure to send them to me, and be sure to smash that like button and the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Ciao.